Outside, people who are outside, are y'all all in here? Perfect. Gracias, senor. Welcome. We're glad that you're here, especially Braden. How was the water? How was the water? Is there anybody that you're very particular about the type of water that you drink? Like you think Aquafina is trash, or you think Ozark is the best, or are you like water is water? Raise your hand if you're particular about your water. Okay, raise your hand if you think water is water. Really? A lot of people with horrible taste buds. Do you have particular water favorites? So you just think water is water? That's terrible. That's terrible. Whoa, yes. You love school water? They say you just have to get out of the big thing. Gross. Kinsey, are you okay? Do you need a minute? Okay. All right, let's get started. Caterpillar water. What'd you say? That's the key, is to do the water bottle one? That's because people put their mouth on the actual water fountain thing. Cash is spit on that fountain. I know, gross. I'm just joking. He can't reach it. It's not a big deal. The shorter ones, though, he definitely has. It'll be fine. Shh. What? Jackson, please handle Braden today. I can't handle it. All right. We don't have worship today because of other reasons, not bad reasons, they're just reasons. So we're going to go announce. Sammy said, if we ain't doing worship, he's out. He's like, I'm only here for worship. So, did somebody say something unkind? Better not have. Check yourself. So, we are going to roll through announcements. Don't do high school retreat, just do middle school retreat. Then we're going to go with the, almost called you the Stones, with the winners into the game. Depending on how long it takes, we may play a second game, or we may just go right into the lesson. Then we're going to just go hit home runs at the lessons. I don't know that make any sense. Anyway, Generate Camp, summer camp. Where is it located? Nope, that's not it. East Texas Baptist University, that's what it's called. Where is it located? Great. Someone needs to actually Google where it is, because I am not actually sure where it is. But the town, it's at that university. I don't know what the town is called. Somebody read that and tell me when the date is. I haven't fixed the graphic yet. It'll happen. Shh. Hush. 1 second. Shh. Hush. Shh. It's June 27th through July 1st. $350. If money is an issue, don't let it be an issue. East Texas Baptist University. We're going Marshall, Texas. That's a different Marshall, but I'm for it. I'm sure it's great. You should Google it. All of you. See, that's not bad. The one we were going to do last year was 7.5 hours. Last year we were going to go to John Brown University in Arkansas. Same camp, just a different location. That was 2 years ago. That one got canceled because of COVID. The last one got canceled. 1 second. The last one got canceled because no one signed up. Now, what were you going to say? Because they don't host a Generate event. You should text your people, because people dress inappropriately, and this was just the one that I picked. If we all want, you want to dress inappropriately at the beach? Perfect. You can come be a college leader. Oh, wait, you're a junior. Next year, we'll do college. It'll be great. Or next year, we'll do the beach, maybe. All right. What? Landry. It sounds like it's Braden is the issue. This is strike 2, Braden. Don't ask me what happens at strike 3. You're way past strike 1. Don't even talk to me about strike 1. Middle school retreat. Now AKA student ministry retreat. Middle school and high school, we're going to go to this one. It's going to be great. Lake Forest Ranch, March 25th through the 27th. That is the weekend after spring break. I'm 90% sure of that. There will be a ropes course. Margaret. Yeah, Margaret. Shh. If you're going to talk, at least don't turn the opposite way. Don't make it obvious. You can sign up for that at ridgecrest.net/students. Is Cannon out? Is he done? Oh, I just thought you were like heading for the door. Bye, Cannon. See you later. The cost is $20. If money is an issue, don't let it be an issue. It's $20 though. Ask your parents. If that is an issue though, talk to us. You can sign up for all of these things at ridgecrest.net/students. AJ, where can you sign up for it? Perfect, nailed it. If you go to ridgecrest.net/students, you will see a picture of one of our former students, Tanner Germany, with a zebra. It's on there. You should go look at it. It's great. That is one of the pictures. Matthew, no more announcements, I don't think? Perfect. When is the Super Bowl? Anybody? I did not know that / I don't care about it, so I forgot about it. Because Super Bowl Sunday is here, we will not be having Sunday night activities because y'all care more about football than you do Jesus. I understand. It is what it is. You should feel very guilty as you're watching the football game. I tried that 2 years ago, and you know who showed up? Landry. And then we went to Landry's house afterwards and watched the rest of it. So it was great. It was awesome. So if everyone said, like, hey, we want to come do this, we could talk about it, but nobody will show up. So no Sunday night activities because football is an idol. I understand. I don't understand, but I understand. Other than that, we don't have a slide for it yet, but we are doing family dinners this year. I'll give you an announcement. You don't have to remember these dates. March 9th, May 11th. The March 9th one. The March 9th one is going to be burgers themed. We are going to have burgers and side items revolving around burgers. It's going to be great. As you know, family dinners are where everyone is invited. You, your people. Patrick. Preston can never do anything wrong. Patrick, calm yourself. Everyone knows younger brothers are the favorites. They get away with everything, right? That's how we go. Like I was saying, family dinners, everyone is invited. Family is invited. Friends are invited. Everyone, anyone. There is no agenda other than to eat food, be a family, hang out together. There will be plenty of food. Invite everybody that you want to. Oh, you made that super quick. My slide will look better than that next week. It will. It definitely will. You misspelled dinner. Thanks for you. I know, but we made him look, though, didn't we? There we go. You can lie if it's funny. That says that in the Bible somewhere. Anyway, winners are about to do the game. Everybody turn and look at them. They're going to give you information on what we're playing. Pick it up. Pick it up right now. Delinquents. If you want to play the game, stand up. Perfect. Is your back hurting?
No, they stole my chair. I lean back.
All right, there you go.
I'm actually not taking the chair.
You were terrible at this.
You need a chair?
Okay.
Let me go get it.
Okay. Out of curiosity, with this coming year and the movies coming out, who's a big fan of Harry Potter? And no one's watched or read Harry Potter? Really? 1, 2, that's it? Harry Potter fan? No? Big Harry Potter fan. Okay. Well, anyways.
Natalie, watch your attitude.
Everyone here knows how to play rock. Hello! Silence! Focus. Thank you. Okay. So everyone here knows how to play rock, paper, scissors. We're going to play a variation of that. It's going to be giants, wizards, and elves. Okay? Yep. So in doing this, hey, there's a second game behind this, so if you want to play that one, that's cool too. All right. So what's going to happen is you're going to act out each one of those characters. So that's what makes it funny. All right. So giants beats wizards. Wizards beats elves. Elves beats giants. Okay. All right. So rock, paper, scissors variation. Giants beat wizards. Wizards beat elves. Elves beat giants. All right. So when you do like a giant thing, you try to make yourself big. Yes, sir. All right. Elves elves are supposed to crouch and like go after people's feet. Okay? Yeah.
Hey, everyone should be watching Ricky to figure out what the people do.
Wizards, you can go on a variation of like if you want to do like a Harry Potter thing with a wand, that's fine with me. You want to do a staff like Gandalf or whatever, that's cool too. Or you can do some lightning bolt things. I don't care. All right? So what I want you to do is pair up against who you're going to go after first. Spread out, pick an opponent, and spread out. This is not spread out. Spread out. Elf, you're going after his ankles.
What does that mean?
Oh, that beats up the giant.
Oh, so
Yeah.
how do
So
go
if
after
you,
his ankles?
you drop like that. Don't actually sweep the leg, okay? It's not Karate Kid right
Hey, man.
now. Yes. Giant, wizard, elf.
Okay.
Giant, wizard, elf.
I'm a giant.
All right, spread out. All right, spread out. Pick your guys. Come over here. Lycan, you're going up against him. You do it right here. Come on,
All right. Once you win, come to the center of the circle and find a new partner.
All right, go. Y'all should be acting this out. Let's go. All right, do a count. All right, here you go. Everyone ready? 1, 2, 3. New partner. New partners. New partners.
Okay. Partner up, come get a cup. Partner up, come get a cup. Partner up, come get a cup. Partner up. Oh, gosh.
We don't need a cup.
Easy.
I'm getting revenge from Dino.
Okay.
That kid was doing like.
Partner up, get a cup.
That kid was like squatting.
Partner up, get a cup.
We can demonstrate.
Okay.
You got a buddy here. Let's go.
Partner up. Hold on. Before you start, let me go. Oh, my voice is straight cracking. Before you start, Molly just threw that cup. All right, get a partner. Jackson, do you have a partner? I need a pair of people to get on the stage to demonstrate. No, I already got them down.
Hey, this doesn't count, right, Logan?
No, this is practice. All right, we're doing a practice round. Matt, can you give me stage lights or will that mess stuff up? Oh, that's not how you play, big dog. We're not in a three-point stance. Hold on, I'm turning lights on. All right, listen. Shh, I need silence. Shh. I have a question. I just answered my own question. Never mind. We'll talk about it later. We are playing head, shoulders, knees, cup. Just remember, if you're wearing a tennis skirt, just remember that you're wearing a tennis skirt. If you're wearing very short shorts, dudes, just maybe pull them down just a little bit or something. All right. When I say head, what are you going to touch? Your head. When I say shoulders, what are you going to touch? Your shoulders. When I say knees, toes, do not grab the cup. When I say cup, you go for the cup. AJ, I said don't grab it.
This is a practice round, right?
Yes. All right. So this is a practice round. So I'm going to start saying things. You follow. When I say cup, you hit the cup. Ready? Landry, are you ready? Madison, hurry up. Head, toes, shoulder, cup. All right. That was just a practice. Reset. If you need a new cup, come get one. Okay. Silence. We're about to start. I need silence. Shh. Perfect. We'll start with head. So everybody should be on head. We're starting with head. Everybody should be touching their noggin. Toes, cup. Let's go! Find a new partner. Once you get a new partner, face off, touch your shoulders. Once you get a new partner, face off, touch your shoulders.
I get a bye.
Hold on. Is there anyone who still needs a partner? Brooke, Maggie, there you go, Landry. Where are you going?
I got a bye.
No, Maggie needs a partner. Maggie, you and Landry go. All right. You should be touching your shoulders to show that you're ready. Look at me while you're looking. We're going to add reverse to this. So, yeah, I like that new rule. When you say reverse, when I say reverse, you do a half spin. You're facing away from the cup. When I say reverse again, you go back. Maze looks super upset. He should write a complaint later. All right, shoulders. Just like that. All right, just to practice, I'm about to say reverse. Reverse. Perfect. We should totally do crisscross later. All right, knees, toes, head, knees, toes, reverse. Head, toes, knees, head, toes, reverse, toes, head, cup. Let's go. All right, everybody to the stage. If you're still in, to the stage. Find a partner. If you're still going, Presley gets a bye. She's the girl. She's the only girl. She gets a bye. It's sexist, actually. If you want to challenge her, then do. Okay, here we go. All right, cup down. Oh no, Maze will get a bye. That's fine. All right, cup down. Y'all rotate so you're sideways, so people can see both of y'all.
I got a cramp. Hold on.
A cramp?
It's in my toe.
What have you been doing?
I've been eating chocolate.
3, 2, 1. It's probably all right. We're going to start with toes. Toes. Shh. I want it to be silent so when they choke, everyone sees. Knees, shoulders, toes, head, shoulders, knees, toes, toes, shoulder, knees, head, cup. Let's go. Let's go.
No, the siblings.
I'm thinking of a number between 1 and 10.
I said 7 first. No, but he said it. I said it first. I said it first.
I'm thinking of a number between 1 and 100. What is it?
70. 77.
It was 7, so 70. Landry, go with Presley. Maze gets the ball. Get on the rug. Get on the rug so everybody can see it. Here we go. What is not allowed?
Yeah, it is.
You're not in a full squat. You're in an athletic stance. All right, Landry, you got to get up a little bit higher than that. Athletic stance. Heels should be on the ground. We'll start with knees. Toes, head, toes, knees, shoulders, toes, head, toes, shoulders, knees, cup. Oh, sit down. Here we go, championship round. We'll do a fresh cup, that's fine. Put it in the middle, Maze, you're not technically in the middle. There's no breaks. Then he gets the ball. Oh my gosh. Lorelai, one of your paper airplanes flew super far. We'll start with shoulders. Toes, head, knees, toes. Oh yeah, your heels have to be on the ground. Flex the head, toes, cup. Let's go! Speed round, I love it. Great job. Hey, bully trio, give him his chair back. Why don't you all just share one cup or one thing? There you go. All right. Great job, everybody. All right, we're about to move into the Bible lesson. Thank you. So go grab a Bible. Go grab a Bible. Go grab a journal. Go grab a pen. Matthew, I'm going to move down there. Perfect. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. If you see a book that says believe, it is not a Bible, Braden, quick. Don't grab it. Grab the thing that says Holy Bible. Huh? Are they not up there?
No. There are no pens.
Will you go grab them? AJ's going to grab the box of pens. Just be patient. Grab a Bible and a journal and make your way back. Did you see that distance? Yeah. Jackson and Braden, please come to the front. Grabbing this cup like this, see how far you can throw it. You're not a part of the actual thing. Oh, perfect. All right, we're doing it one at a time just to see distance. No, you can do it afterwards. Jackson, throw. Just like that. Just. Braden. Throw it. What are you doing?
I'm waiting.
What are you waiting for? The sun to rise? You got it backwards. Small first. Then it's going to catch all the wind. You almost hit Miss Jenna. Oh, it went for air. Ooh. All right. Quickly. 1, 2, throw. That was worse. 3, 2, 1. Why do you keep going backwards? What are you doing? It was a good roll. Who gave me a Bible? Thank you. Why'd you put it on the table? Is this in the center? Perfect. Ooh. All right. We are going to be in Proverbs today. I feel like we're super close, Atesh. I feel like we're a little, it's a little much. Okay. All right, we're going to be in Proverbs chapter 4. Proverbs chapter 4. Just a reminder, the Bibles, if you know someone who needs a Bible or if you need a Bible, by all means take it. You may just want to make sure no one's drawn anything in it or, whatever. We can always buy more Bibles. I have plenty. Feel free to take one. Also, feel free to take a journal home with you. A lot of us just leave it here, but you can take one with you and write stuff in it. As you know, Sammy, hold your journal up just for a second. Just know that we have a bunch of those in there. They tend to go around. People tend to write stuff. Just remember, everything that you write in there, I have to go through afterwards and tear out inappropriate things that people write, things that are mean to other people, things that other people don't need to hear about. So just know that every single week I have to go through and do that. So Landry has one that had a page torn out of it. That wasn't me. Make sure that if you want it, take it. Braden, shh. 2, please try not to write inappropriate things or mean-spirited things. You can write things about me, that's fine. I'll just have to tear it out myself. But let's try not to write mean-spirited things about each other or very inappropriate things. Sound great? Great. AJ, you good with that? Perfect. Johnny, spell the word inappropriate. I think you missed an R. Did you get the first R? Okay, perfect. That was pretty good. I don't think I could have done that. I don't. I did one spelling bee in 6th grade at Madison Middle, and I was the first round out. It was very embarrassing. Didn't want to do it again. I want to say cabinet, but that feels super embarrassing. So it may not have been cabinet. It could have been though. It's got an I in there. It's super confusing. I was in 6th grade. Calm down. I was like Ethan. Ethan, do you know how to spell cabinet? You don't have to spell it, but do you know how to spell it? Dang it. Ethan's smarter than me. I went to public school, okay? Jeez. Cabinet, like the thing that you open and you put plates in. No, see, we're on the same page. There you go. All right, shh. Bring it down. We got to get started. Shh. Shh. It took a lot of time. I get paid to do it. I would love to spend less time doing it, so don't write inappropriate things. Then just rip it out. Was it about Landry? I did see some things about Landry. We ripped it out. Landry apparently likes 37 people in this room, according to lots of other people. It's just what it said. 37 unique individuals. It was great. All right, shh. Shh. We got to get started. Shh. Shh. What? Doesn't matter. Shh. Hush. So, we have been on our dating and relationship series. We have talked about how to find your purpose, how to find your place outside of a relationship. We have talked about singleness and how that you can have a season of singleness that is not lonely, how to do that well. Now, we are going to begin. Are we just finding stuff like crazy? We are starting a multi-week series on dating, the actual, not necessarily how-tos, but what does it look like to be in godly dating relationships? Should we be in godly dating relationships? So on and so forth. After that, we will get into marriages. We will get into other things like that. We'll get into purity, all of those things. It'll be great. So, what I need first is, what should we do first? Let's talk about dating. So, did you know that there is something that we're going to talk about that is not explicitly written in the Bible? Matt has decided to make it a fill-in-the-blank fun game for us. The first slide. So, you're going to guess. Don't look at the back thing. What is not explicitly stated in the Bible? Anybody?
Dating.
Great job. Or you can look right there. It's right there. Dating is not explicitly stated or talked about in the Bible. That may be news to you. It was a fun game. No, y'all didn't act like it was a fun game. You know how hard we worked on that? He had to hit the shift and underline button like 6 times to make that happen. I know. It was very intense. He has carpal tunnel now. So, dating, historically, is very new. Do we know this? Do we think dating's been around forever? Yes or no? Yes? There was arranged marriages. There was other kind of marriages. Dating has been around for more or less about 150 years. Somebody who has numbers. Graham, what year was 150 years ago, give or take, a decade or so? Give or take. That's 120 years ago. Minus 30. There we go. We're pretty close. Yes. 1870. That's not perfect. Don't like Google that in Wikipedia and say 1870 is when dating was in it. But that was around the time where we moved into dating, where people decided they weren't necessarily going to let their families and their parents arrange their marriages, but then they were going to go out and do like courtships. You would go, a lady would drop her handkerchief on the ground, the guy would pick it up, say, hey, did you drop this? It's super dirty now. They would go, yes, thank you, we should court. Let's get married and do on horse-drawn carriage rides. And that is kind of how this started. And as we've gone through the centuries, we have started to try to figure out this dating thing, whereas now, as we talked about, was it 3 weeks ago? Or we had Lorelai and Landry up here. It's kind of this very fluid. It's not like necessarily set rules to how to do it. Some people go up and they're like, hey, girl, can I have your number? There's other guys where they don't do that, where they're just like, hey, they slide into your DMs. There's not really you're not sure how long to talk before you start dating. There's a lot of these rules that we don't know about. Perfect. So, dating is not explicitly talked about in the Bible. You can't turn to like Matthew 58:76 and it says, you should date, thank you, Hitesh, but I was making it up. See, that's not in the Bible. You can't turn to that and say, it says like, this is what Jesus said about dating. You should date for 2 years. You should bring red roses on every date, and you cannot go bowling. That is part of it. They never say anything like that. So, bring red roses and go bowling? That's a good idea. I like it. I like bowling. So, there's two ways that people take this. You have some people who go, as Christians, as a church, you should never date ever. You should just do an intense courtship. You should do an arranged marriage. You should like go up to a girl and say like, hey, I want to marry you. Give me 6 months to learn your last name and get to know your dad. Then we'll get married. Part of that was being very exaggerated, but people take it that way, where they say, arranged marriages? I would love to arrange a marriage. That would be awesome. We could figure it out. Lorelai, I think your dad just said you're doing an arranged marriage, so prepare yourself. The other way that I'm going to talk about is that whereas dating is not explicitly talked about in the Bible, we can use the Bible as a lens to look through to see how we should date. What I mean by that, who's ever seen like blue light glasses, like blue light blocking sunglasses or just normal glasses? Will, what do? What is the purpose of blue light glasses?
It makes everything look blue.
No, the other way.
It makes everything that looks blue not look blue.
Great. Yes. Braden. What kind of rays specifically? Blue. Perfect. I thought we all knew what blue light glasses were. So, that is, yes. Okay, we're losing it. Shh. Hold on. I thought everybody knew what blue light glasses were. Shh. You don't have to argue with me. Elijah, please handle Braden. You put on the blue light glasses. When you look through the glasses, it filters out all the blue light. It is the lens by which you see the world, and it affects what you see. The science behind that is screens make your eyes tired and fatigued. It's a whole thing. But the point is, it's the lens by which you look through. So whereas the Bible doesn't necessarily say, do this when you date, don't do this when you date, we can look through the Bible, meaning we take what the Bible has to say, we inhale it, we see, we let it change our hearts, and then we let that affect how we live our lives. That's how we live with the Bible. That's how we follow the Word of God. So we're going to do that in how we talk about dating. But first, we have plenty of time. This is going to be great. I want to talk about something. There's two kind of pendulums when you see dating today and how our culture views it. One is it swings this way, and it's like, hey, date whoever. There's no rules. You don't need to be in a serious commitment. Just go nuts. Hook up when you want to. Your body is here to be a pleasure machine. That is what it is. So that's one way the pendulum swings. The other way the pendulum swings is what we're going to talk about today, where is people, they get in these relationships in 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, however, and it gets so intense so fast. You're locked in, you're latched on, and it becomes this thing that I like to call a mini marriage. So, what I need is I need one person, a guy and a girl that's not Landry or Lorelai. I need a guy and a girl to come up to show me a mini marriage. Raise hands. Anybody? Braden, come on up here. Perfect. I need a girl who's willing to not even touch Braden, but just be in the general vicinity of Braden. Maggie, here we go. Big hand, everybody, for Braden and Maggie. Great job. Perfect. No, you're the guy. You're the big, strong man. You're going to stand on this side of the table. Maggie's going to stand on this side of the table. We're not going to be like Landry and Lorelai. They don't have to hold hands. Easy, easy. We'll talk about that later. All right. So here's the way this happens. Let's say Braden and Maggie get into a relationship. They start dating. Graham, pick a grade, middle school through high school, any grade. 10th? 10th? Perfect. They start dating in 10th grade. They're like, hey, I think you're cute. This is awesome. We should go out. They go out. It becomes Facebook and Instagram official. They're like, oh, sweet. They post a picture holding hands. This is great. Face everybody. Don't just stare at me. It's weird. Here is what can happen. When the pendulum is not here, when the pendulum swings way over here, here is what happens. The couple starts dating. Next thing you know, they are like dating. They are like holding hands in the hallway. They are sitting at the lunchroom together. Shh. They're sitting at the lunchroom together. Like Maggie packs a peanut butter sandwich and she rips it in half and gives half to Braden and she eats half. They eat the same food. They are like dating together. So what happens? What happens is that their friend groups come together. So now Braden's friends are hanging out with Maggie. Maggie's friends are hanging out with Braden. They're doing all these things. This is what I like to call a mini marriage. They are together. This is like any girl that comes within 5 feet of Braden. Maggie is like hissing. She's like, back off my man. Braden is like looking and like, if some boy is hanging out with Maggie, he's like circling. He's like, what? Back off, son. He's sending very aggressive DMs on Instagram. It's serious. And like, they're in it. They're in a mini marriage. I know, we know. But he's got a big bark. That's what he's doing. So they are in this mini marriage. Horns, what are we doing? Shh, I don't care. Shh, I don't care. Shh. Younger horns, I apologize. Shh. So, they are in this mini marriage. And on the outside, hey, ooh, boogers. On the outside, it looks great. They love each other. They like are hugging. They could even be doing the right things. They could be going to church and sitting right next to each other in those pews. But something is happening on the inside that's not necessarily supposed to happen. Their hearts, don't be too cliche, their hearts are joining. Their hearts are coming together and they are becoming one. I would even say, even if they're not physical, even if they're not being physical with each other, emotionally their hearts are still joining and coming together and becoming one. But the issue is, it's so many times, no matter how often, you're talking to Maggie, and Maggie's like, it don't matter, I'm going to marry this kid. I know he's 14 right now, but we're going to get married, and it's going to be great. How old are you in 10th grade? 15? Whatever. 16, my bad, dog. So, shh.
I'm not 16.
Hush. Shh. 11th grade girls. Shh. So, hey, do we need to bring Miss Jenna in to sit next to y'all? I mean, what are we doing? Calm down. So, their hearts are joined together. And no matter what you say, no matter what happens, statistically, what's probably going to happen is in a high school relationship that is going to end. There comes the part where someone has enough, or someone has to move to a different school, or the nastier parts, like somebody cheats on somebody, or somebody they grow apart. And then, instead of just a breakup of saying like, hey, we're not meant to be together, we shouldn't hang out, let's just try to be friends, instead of making a clean break, what happens is that heart is already so fused together that what happens is when they come apart, they both break. And then you have what's called a mini divorce, where Maggie can't even be in the same room as Braden. Braden starts crying every time he sees Maggie in the hallway. Braden can't even talk to Maggie's friends without getting beat up, and Maggie can't talk to the friends that she's made now that it's all ruined. And there's this trauma that happens, and you have this mini divorce. And so y'all go sit down, y'all divorced, y'all go sit at your different places. That's what we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about how not to make that happen. Great job. Perfect. We're going to talk about how we don't let that happen. Because here's what I believe. In the same way that when we start talking about marriage, we're going to cover divorce, and we're going to talk about all those different things. I believe, spoiler alert, that the human heart was not meant to be divorced. We'll get into how that fleshes itself out with actual divorces. But in a dating relationship, you're definitely not supposed to do that. Dating is supposed to be this thing where you're trying to figure out who your spouse is. The girls are trying to find out who their husband is. The guys are trying to figure out who their wife is. And you're supposed to do that while doing what Proverbs says is keeping your heart or guarding your heart. So look in Proverbs 4. We're going to be in verse 23. It's a proverb, so it's very short. It says, keep your heart with all vigilance. What is vigilance? To have vigilance. What does that mean? Be on guard. Try very, very hard. Be watching for this. Be at attention. So in these ESV Bibles, it says keep your heart. In other translations, it says guard your heart. I actually do like guard your heart better. It says keep your heart with all vigilance, for from it flow the springs of life. So I don't know if we've already done the slide about many marriages. Many dating marriages lead to many divorces. And so here's what happens. Here's how that fleshes out. Let's say you start dating in 8th, ninth grade. You have this relationship. You're like, I love this person. Your heart gets knitted together. You date for, 6 weeks. You break up. You are brokenhearted. Things are terrible. You hate that person. You cry yourself to sleep at night. And then slowly your heart starts to form these scars. And you start to heal from that. And you're like, oh, I think I'm ready. It's now 10th grade. 10th grade. You have to. I said 9th grade. But yes, it takes a while. Shh. Then you try again. And so then what happens is you're like, okay, this is the only thing I know. So then I love you, you love me, we join together again. And then what happens? You break up, and it's terrible. You have more wounds, more scars form. Then let's say you're done dating. Then you get into freshman year of college, and you really like this person, and you go again. And before you know it, but by the time that you get to where you're even old enough to really marry, which is when you're 22, 23, your heart, if this is your heart, has so many scars from all those relationships, has all that trauma, because you didn't guard your heart, that when you actually get to that point where you're in a marriage, then your heart doesn't work properly. Because you have to work through all these things of where you don't trust your spouse because you think they're going to leave you like the guy did when you were in 9th grade. Or you feel insecure about your marriage because that girl when you were a freshman in college treated you like dirt. And you have to work through all these things. We're not even getting into what pornography does to the heart and how it just wrecks everything for your marriage. And so the reason why I wanted to start with this for the first week of dating is because what happens is over and over again, we just give ourselves to everyone. Whether you're hooking up every weekend or whether you have one person that you just give everything to. So often, I think one of the biggest issues that we have with dating today is that we don't guard our heart. We don't go into it saying, this heart that I have is made for a certain person. When you look at, let's see if we can do Bible drill quick turning. When you look at Genesis 2, the very beginning, go to verse 24. This is right after man was made, right after woman was made. He told them what they're going to do. It says in verse 24, therefore a man shall leave his father and his mother and hold fast to his wife. That means hold strongly, securely. And they shall become one flesh. And the man and his wife were both naked and were not ashamed. The important part of that is the last part of 24 where it says, and they shall become one flesh. Because here's the deal. Man and wife are meant to come together. They are meant to become one soul, one heart, one spirit. A good, healthy marriage does that. Where we mess that up is when you come together in a relationship that is not marriage and it doesn't work out, and then you rip it. And then you come together again and you rip it. And you come together again and you just cause all this damage that the heart was never meant to endure. The heart is not meant to do that. And so what this looks like is we need to think about how we date. And we're going to talk about that in the next few weeks and kind of how we build this up. But as you're in a dating relationship, if you're in one now, I would start to ask yourself questions like, am I giving my heart to this person? Have we said I love you and we actually mean it? Like I love you. And we can talk about whether you should or shouldn't do that, but have you given your heart to that person? Like emotionally, can you not imagine life without that person? Are you just so tied into that person that that person ever dumped you or left you or even said a mean word about you, it would just rip your heart into 1,000 pieces? And what I would argue, what I would suggest is that there's a better route for you. Even though you like that person, you may even love that person, and you think that you're going to marry that person, I would say just still keep that heart guarded. Keep your heart with vigilance, because eventually you're going to give your heart to your spouse. You're going to give your heart to your husband or wife and be able to really become one flesh. And I don't know if anyone's ever had like a knee surgery or like you've had a surgery on a joint or anything like that. When you have something that's cut open like your knee, where that cut is, as it forms back, it forms scar tissue. Do we know what scar tissue is? It's just like, it's not dead meat, but it's scar tissue. It doesn't work very well. You have to work through that. You have to break that scar tissue down. It takes therapy. It takes work. And so when you have that scar tissue on your heart and you go into a marriage, you've got to work through that. And what I would love for each and every one of y'all is when y'all do get married, if that's what you're called to, that when you go into it and you're able to give your heart scar-free to your spouse and you're able to just start growing. Otherwise, what you'll see is that the first 2 years of marriage you will spend trying to work out that scar tissue, trying to break that stuff down, deal with the trauma that you dealt with. And I didn't do it perfectly. Me and Megan, when we dated, we didn't do that perfectly. There were things that when we got married, we went to premarital counseling. I went to counseling after. We had to work through that scar tissue, work through that trauma. And so for you, if you've never dated anybody, then I would say be preparing it. Be thinking about like, hey, when I date, how do I guard myself? How do I keep myself from giving my entire heart over to my person, my girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever? If you've already been through that and your heart is just ripped into 1,000 pieces, when you get into another relationship, don't do it again. Don't create new bonds. Don't create new things where you give everything over to that person. And then just be thinking about, like, hey, my last boyfriend or girlfriend, what scars do I have because of that person? Am I insecure about how I feel because of how they treated me? If they cheated on me, do I not trust people well because of that? Start to ask questions. Start when you pray to ask God, what are the things in my heart that need to be healed for my future spouse? Because as we're going to build on from here on out, we're going to talk about how dating is not marriage. Like dating in high school, you dating in middle school is not marriage. The thing that your parents have or that you've seen other people have is not what your dating relationship is supposed to be. Dating, what I think it is it's the interview. It's where you're having conversations, you're looking at that person across from you and you're saying, would you eventually be a good husband? Would you eventually be a good wife? And then you begin the process of walking through that. The way that we're going to talk about probably next week is when you date, it should be like running a race. It should be like running a 5K or a marathon or whatever. Your boyfriend, girlfriend should be running at the same speed as you, running in the same direction as you, and running towards the same finish line. And the whole way you're going, okay, is she running faster than me? Is he running slower than me? Is he running this way when I'm running this way? It's the interview. It's trying to figure out, like, is this person a good match? Is this person a good fit? And that's the process. And if you find the one in 8th grade and you're like, this is the person that I'm going to marry one day, then you've got a long road ahead. And for a lot of you, when you date, you're not really thinking about that. And I would just encourage you to start thinking about Why are we dating? Are we dating because we're supposed to? Are we dating because I have this hole in my heart, which we've already talked about? What is the purpose? I would argue, and what I'm going to argue that the Bible is going to speak into, is we should date with intention, we should date with a purpose, and that purpose should be to work towards marriage. And so this week, be just looking inward. Think about if you're in a relationship, how enmeshed are you? How one flesh are your hearts? And do you need to start to separate that a little bit? And I'm telling you, when you start to separate, it's going to cause pain. It's going to cause hurt and wounds. And we're going to have to deal with that. If that's already happened and you've got scars, start to pray to God. Say, God, what are the wounds in my heart that need to be healed? What are the things that I need to walk through? And your life group leaders, people back behind here, are great people to talk to about that and say, hey, I don't trust people anymore. And I think it's because of my ex-boyfriend. Why is that? How can we work through that? Or like, my girlfriend cheated on me, and now like I feel like a piece of garbage that no one could ever like because the girl I was with didn't like me. How do I work through that? The people back here can help you walk through that. Maybe not Micah, but like the other people. Micah, you can do it too if you want to. I just realized that you were back there and I was putting you with all the adults. Ricky's got it. Ricky's going to lead a seminar. So we're about to pray. We're about to dismiss. Don't forget, you have prayer request cards. If there's things that you would like to pray for. If you're hurting, like if there's just things in your heart that you need to deal with, you can just write like, I'm hurting, pray for me. And I would love to pray for that. If you want to be more specific, be more specific. If there's like things that you're dealing with, even just me saying like, I pray for Jim today. Like even that, God uses that. So don't be scared to write down very vague, anonymous things. I'd love to pray for that. Also, you can write on the same sheet. If you have a question for Pastor Michael, March 2nd is his Q&A. I'm not going to lie to you. We don't have any questions. And I feel like y'all are missing an opportunity to ask very embarrassing questions to Michael. Like, where did babies come from? Or you could write like, this is your opportunity to like Google super awkward questions to ask your pastor, and then he has to answer them. It's going to be great. Jackson may be very embarrassed, but it's going to be hilarious. Don't be scared to write questions down. It can be about dating, relationships. It can be about whatever. I'm very excited about it. So prayer requests, questions. We'll talk about it later. I don't really want to know. Megan, Jenna, anything else we need to talk about? Girls, if you want to talk to Megan about guarding your heart, she gets real fired up about it. It's really fun to see. All right, I'm going to pray for us. We'll get out of here. God, we love you. Thank you for today. Thank you that you have a plan for us. That when we were in our mother's wombs, before we even were on this planet, you had a plan for us. And as we talk about a big part of that plan for most of us, which is relationships, community, dealing with people, I pray that you prepare us for those people, that you prepare us for our future spouses, that you prepare us for future relationships, that we don't give our heart away to every single person who's nice to us, that we don't just wreck our hearts and wound our hearts over and over again. Help us to guard our hearts, to have strength in how we keep ourselves whole for our spouse. And so I pray for courage. I pray for the boldness to be strong in how we deal with people and how we share our faith and live our lives out for you. I pray for opportunities that we can seek out people, to love them well, to befriend people who don't believe what we believe, to get to know people who think differently than us, that we can love them and serve them well. And so we pray that we live lives that glorify you, and pray that it's a good week. In your name we pray. Amen. If you see trash, pick it up. Please put your stuff up and then get out of here.